orange orange carpet costume design, Cowboy costumes today. We're exploring how we can enjoy the imagination and delights of the Halloween season during a time of COVID. Hi, I'm Dr. KP McKee, founder and executive director of a Spacious Place Creativity and Spirituality Center. And as we go through today's activity, we would love to hear from you. You can enter your questions or comments in the comment box on your mobile device or on your computer. So depending on which of these things you want to do today, we have a range of supplies that you will need. First being some different tapes, some decorative tapes, some duct tape, some masking tape, and some clear strapping tape. And we'll explain all of those. A pair of scissors, hole punch. If you have it, these page reinforcers. If you do not have them, you can use masking tape instead, and I'll show you how to do that. A pencil for drawing, some permanent markers, oil pastels. You can see these have been loved for a good long while. Some scraps of poster board in different sizes. And either some of this brown packing paper that you get when you get a box of stuff, or a paper grocery bag. This works better if you're doing it for children. This works better if you're doing it for someone larger. Some aluminum foil. Doesn't have to be great quality. And then a little extra if you want some decorative stars and maybe some gems. So we are going to be creating a Cowpoke costume today, or it could be a sheriff, and really getting into the Texas theme. So we're going to start at the top and work our way down. There are two fairly simple ways to create a cowboy hat. One, and this is kind of what we talked about when we were doing the hat things the last time, is just to cut out the shape you want and put it onto a band that you can then wrap around your head and get it to the size you want it to be. I use staples here. You could obviously tape or whatever, and then I accented it with some decorative tape. Another way to do it is to create a hat in a shape something like this. I made an oval out of some brown construction paper, and you can also use, back here, I used brown construction paper and then cut a circle in the center and this hat design. And you can always use the little trick of taking a piece of paper, folding it in half, cutting your design out on the fold and opening it up, and you have it even on both sides, and that saves a lot of time. And then this is going to be what you fold it up after you have decorated it and fit it onto your head, and you will find that different people have different size heads. Like this would be for a child, so it's too small for me. So then you just start cutting it to where it gets to be the size that you need it to be. And then you can decorate it with the wonderful oil pastels. When you're working on something like this, the oil pastels are much better than markers of any kind because they are opaque and they'll show up on the darker colors, as opposed to like markers will do. And you can use crayons as well. Oil pastels just have a little bit more punch if you can get to them. And then I had some of these fun stars, so I added those and made my name look like it was kind of a rope. And then I took the sides here and put some craft glue and just rolled it up and held it until it stuck. And that's something you can choose to do or not, up to you. And then you can wear it like that. And then we are going to work our way down to our vest, and this is the most challenging thing that we will do. This is mine, which has obviously been worn and loved for many years. And I cut it out of some of this China paper, and I ironed it just a little bit, just enough so I can make it work. But I kind of like having that rustic look to it. So here's how I put it together, and you can see the back here too. If you want to do something like this, I cut out some templates that I put underneath. They were a little bit thick from the poster board, and then went over it with the side of an oil pastel to give that kind of sense, and decorated it with tape. So you want to start by cutting out your pattern. So here's one way to do it here. You want to measure and see shoulder to waist, the length that you're going to need, and then think about the width and a little extra because you're going to be applying tape to it. You'll need 2 of these, and then if you put them together, you're going to have the one for the back as well. So you're basically constructing, and again, I use the fold. It makes everything so much more easy.
And even.
Yes, it makes costume design much easier. And this is basically a costume made without any sewing. So if you're doing it for a larger person, it's going to end up being about this size. Then you have one of these that you can do, and then you can just fold it over for the back and the front, however you want to do it. Then you can line it up, and I'm trying to, I don't guess it matters to you all if it falls on the floor. All right, so there's 2 ways to do this. I did this one where I did my taping on the inside. I laid it out and taped the shoulders, and then I taped inside here, and then I also used the clear tape to give it a little bit more stamina. You can do it that way. You can also tape it inside and outside with the masking tape because that really looks rustic and it'll work with the theme too. So after you have gotten it to that place, then you can start decorating it up and making it yours. And I used the oil pastels to do some stitching here. I used my craft tape to make it look like I had some pockets, and I cut out some buttons here out of bright paper, and I drew me some buttonholes here, and then again I did these on the back. And then you can, if you want to do a little extra, you can fringe the bottom just by taking your scissors and cutting small bits all along the edge. Give it a little extra oomph. And then, of course, I think you may have noticed that I made myself a sheriff. I did that by taking some just poster board that I had left over, cutting it into the shape of a star, covering it with the foil, and then with my Sharpies, just decorating the front so that I have something that I can wear so it fits. Like this. All right, and so you can use that however you want to make your vest. Then if you want to get down and do a real Texas thing, you want to make a big Texas size belt buckle. And again, I just used some leftover poster board for this, covered it with foil, and then I drew on it with Sharpie. You will need to have 2 cuts here before you cover it with the foil so you can string this through. Then I used some of these wonderful sparkles to really make it bling it up a lot. Then you want to take whatever duct tape you want to use, and you want to fold it in thirds so that it covers over each itself and is not sticky on the back. And then you can either tie it if you like, or if you have some Velcro, you can Velcro it so that it fits together like that, and you have a belt buckle and a belt. And then last, and this one is made to be for a child. You can make you a pair of boots, and this fits around your heel like this, so it looks like from the side you're wearing a pair of cowboy boots. And the way you want to do this is get you some paper and fold it, and it needs to be fairly big paper because do not be thinking about the actual size of a boot. It needs to be wider because it's going to wrap around the heel and then come around on each side. So then cut it out of your brown paper or whatever paper you have. You could do red cowboy boots or purple cowboy boots, whatever appeals to you. They come in all colors. And I liked kind of doing a funny thing up here at the top. You can look on an internet search and find out designs for cowboy boots. They come in all kinds of different shapes and sizes, and find one that appeals to you and then create your design. So you want to make this plenty long, and then you're going to cut it out on a fold so that when you open it up, you'll have both sides. Then you want to fold it and then create your design. And again, I used oil pastels on mine. You could certainly bling it up with some of the gems as well. But since this needs to wrap around and hold in place, what I did was I punched holes in the top. I just did 3 holes in the top because it needs to be open at the bottom to go around your shoe, whatever you're wearing. So I punched those holes, but because you want to be sure that it doesn't tear, that's where I put these on the inside so they wouldn't show. But again, another option would be, before you punch the holes with your hole punch, take some masking tape, go on the inside, and then punch through the masking tape and this, and it will hold it better in place. And I tried to use some fairly thin string here so that it wouldn't distract from the look of the cowboy boots. And then that just kind of goes down inside your shoe so it does not show so well. So there you will be head to toe a cowpoke, and you can get moving with your costume wherever you want to go. And we would love to hear from you. If you do some costume design, we'd love to see it. In fact, on Halloween from 5 until 9, we're going to be having the orange carpet walk, and you can virtually walk the orange carpet. We have a background scene for you to put yourself on wherever you are, and then you can show it to us in live, and we will love it. I know we will. Or you can take a picture and send it to us later, whichever you would prefer. And we will be sending that around to everyone on that link to everyone on our newsletter list this week. So if you're not on our newsletter list and wish to be, you can go on our site, www.aspaciousplace.com, and sign up. If you found this helpful, we hope you'll like it on Facebook, and you can rewatch on Facebook, YouTube, or on our website, www.aspaciousplace.com. And we have one more time when we'll be here for costume design. It'll be our last one before Halloween. And then we also want to let you know something that's starting right after Halloween, but the deliveries for it start before. So if this is something that's interesting to you, we encourage you to go on our website right now and sign up for this. So this is Gifted to Give. It's our annual gift making event, and we're doing it online this year. So we're going to be delivering supplies to your door within about 15 miles of our location, and then providing guidance for each of the activities online. We'll do 2 each week, a total of 6. And the total cost for all of them, to do all of them, is $10. And you can look and see what the pictures of the options on our website. If you have any questions, please do let us know. So we're wishing you all a very happy Halloween. We'll be back next week. Let's close with prayer. Thank you, God, for the wonder and power of imagination, and for opportunities to imagine and create. Amen.